Hi guys, what's up? So my name is Niko Menko, and I'm actually born in Ukraine and I raised in Israel. I speak in multiple languages, including English, Hebrew, and Russian. So I actually specialize in photography, and I do professional level photography, doing special effects, and I think that's something me separate me from most of photographers. I like to do cool stuff with my pictures. I like to focus it on weddings. I like to focus in that on the headshots, on portraits, and I think this is my big thing when I do my photography. So what actually basically inspired me to be that successful photographer? Mostly what I like about photography is that actually I'm trying to get fast production and I like to get my images very quickly and I like move on with my artistic productions. And when I was in art school, I used to paint for very long time. It could took me a week, it took me a month, even half a year to create just one simple image, and that will inspire everybody. And photography, I can do it in a very short time. I can do it about one day or talking about 3 business days, and I'm done. I have the production ready, and that's why really we're trying to focus in on very quick production. I'm trying to create much more as possible images to share that with everybody. Well, my photography career starts from 2008, and my experience starting first is being in art school, then moving to graphics, and when I got first time holding a DSLR camera, and then everything changed. So the experience started actually doing nightclubs photography, and it sounds kind of weird, just because one of my friends invited me to the party, and he have a big party nightclub. So I took my grandma for camera, and when I started taking pictures of people in that club, and from doing it, you're just thinking like, okay, just take a picture of the people. What I saw on that time, I was so lighting, I saw colors, I saw something that like, oh, okay, that sounds interesting. I can get like images very quickly. I'm catching here some moments, and I was thinking like, okay, let's try to do this time a little bit differently. Let's just take some object and place some lighting and just put there. Because when you're in art school, you do play with lighting and then you draw it. And this time you don't draw it. This time you just and you got it. And I was thinking this, okay, that's very quick, like, what I never think about it before. And I started moving with that, and I saw the things I studied in art school, like how to use lighting, how to build composition, and the color combinations, and it started all to come together when you do the photography part. And so after the nightclubs, my part of photography continued to do wedding photography. And I start from small to do magnets, and then I start to be bigger to do outdoor shots, and then to come to big banquets as well to do the wedding. And after wedding, I moved to do fashion industry and doing shots and these models pictures. And after that, I already moved to United States, and when I do come to United States, I actually recognize the model and the fashion industry much more bigger in the States than I was doing in Israel at the time. And when I got to the industry, it just got me like more passionate about artistic production. And when I got to artistic production, I got start better specialize in editing, doing special effects, and I got way more experience having much more high quality equipment and better lighting, and just got much more equipment. And the more you got, the better you get. So it just like got much more. What kind of photography I do? It's going to be a tough question. I specialize in multi-photography styling, and it's because I love do a lot of art stuff just for fun, and I'm really interested in do multiple stuff. And it's just because I like to learn a lot of things in my life, and I think from doing stuff you learn better, and then basically you hear somebody tell you how to do it. And practical make my work much more better, and I prove myself better being on the field by doing multiple style photography than just focusing on one thing. And I think that's something that a lot of photographers don't really want to jump to do something other things because they're afraid to fail. And I never been afraid to fail. I always keep doing, and I was always love it, and I will keep doing it no matter what people tell me. I'm specialized in wedding photography, portrait, headshots, and fashion industry. I do products for photography for corporations, events, and pretty much like love to do everything because I just inspired from all of it. What kind of programs I use for editing? I specialize in Adobe Lightroom and I specialize in Adobe Photoshop. Okay, those two program softwares I very recommend for a lot of photographers to use because we always want to make our pictures much more retouchable. We cannot sometimes get the perfect image, but we always can be professionally fix it. So what kind of equipment I use? I think it's be a great answer to tell you because a lot of photographers are using so much different equipments. But me personally, I love Nikon, and it's not because it's recognized my name. And I really love to tell that to everybody because Nikon, yeah, it looks very good combination. They just find each other. But what I'm trying to tell you, why Nikon specifically is by me, because it's a very open software we have on Nikon. Like say for example, I want to adjust stuff, and I want this button do this and this, and other, I don't want to say names, but in other equipment that I've been using before, they kind of limit you on other stuff as well. I always been using Nikon. Like since I started photography, I was like the Nikon company. And how many other photographers will tell me to use other brands? I even was interested because I like the camera. I love the holding it. I love the gear they have. They have the lens, and I have my trust. And I think this is something that really, really important on your equipment. When you trust your equipment, you know you're gonna get a shot. You don't want to lose it, and that's what you want to use it for. So I want to answer this question for you. How can I guarantee to you to get the best quality pictures? So let's start with any photographers who use high equipment gear, very expensive gear. You expecting to get high quality pictures as well. Now the way we're gonna get it, it's with having a good lens, and I have multiple lenses for doing that. And when you have using a special lighting like I'm using right now in my studio, those lightings I'm bringing with me or I use them in my studio, that helps me a lot to get much more sharper images and I can work with them too. Okay. Now you can have a very fancy camera, but if you don't know how to use lenses and you don't know how to use lighting, you will never be a great photographer and get those sharp images as well. And cameras tells you a little bit about it. And if you're a professional photographer, you really know is the glass and the light that makes your images better and sharper. And that's what we try to do. It doesn't matter what environment you are. Are you outside or you inside or maybe the weather? Like in Chicago, we cannot trust the weather ever. And this is something that you actually have to consider all the time. Even if it's the weather, I'm guarantee you my gear can survive the rain and the cold. So I know my gear better than everybody else, and telling you, it doesn't scare me if it's not North Pole. Okay. So how actually I'm delivering the pictures to my customers or to you? I actually prefer it digitally, and it's actually much more secure, better to do. Technically, we're in 21st century, so everything is digitally, including our cameras and our cell phones. Basically, I'm using like Dropbox or Google Drive, iCloud devices or softwares that actually help us to send you those pictures. It's this modern days, you can just give a link to a person and share that link to everybody. I do use Open Gallery on my website, so people who can actually get access privately to everybody's friends and send them. Download how many you want, that's not a problem. And I think it's very great because some people can be very private with the pictures. And do deliver to you, give my customers digitally, and I give it as USB as a copy. I always recommend give it a print too. You know, print is always nice to have it to yourself. It's very nice accessory. And I do send it to my customer with the USB. Sometimes I just pick one picture, like to think the best. I just give them extra sometimes, and I think it's just like make them feel great. And like, oh, like we have something to put in the mall. We don't have to look for it. I think it's very cool that you can give us to your customer. My biggest goal as a photographer, and actually I'm very enthusiastic about my career, what I'm trying to do, I want to bring my brand as Niko Menko Photography to a much more bigger company. My goal is to actually have my own shop, photography shop, my own team, working as together to creating multiple artistic work. I'm looking forward to get much more bigger than just being having a personal photographer. I'm looking to expire myself to the world. I'm trying to get more than just one spot. But my biggest production company that actually have own team who specialize in graphics, who specialize in video, on photography and designing as well. And I think all together, all minds can create a great things. And that's my biggest dream, having my own shop, doing it. And we start. Maybe it's gonna be right now for me a big dream, but maybe later that's going to be a beginning. We don't know. But this is for now like one of my biggest goal I'm trying to achieve. It's having my own shop and my team who actually will work for me as a production company, and that's what I want to do. I want to have my own production company as well in the future. So what can I tell to all my followers or my customers about my brand? My brand is actually part of you right now. Whenever I started doing the photography in the first time, I was not expecting to have followers and everything. For me, it was big experience. Just throw whatever it is and just whatever is gonna happen, you know. And that's what basically happened. I just started to do stuff, experience, go there, call people, like, hey, what more for me? That was like the beginning style of my life. And when you get this opportunities and you get those experience from the field and you get very better and people will hire you as a professional to do the job, you expecting like from those customers not disappear. That's the opposite. I want to actually stay connected to the customers I achieve, because a customer who come for you, that can be a loyal customer to everything. So I hope you guys like this video. Introduce myself enough for you and you know me better right now. So if you have any other questions, you can be feel free, just leave a comment below. And if you want me, find me on social media, you're always welcome. You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and on YouTube too. Please don't forget to subscribe. And I will actually have more videos for you. And if you'll be interested just to meet me on your special event that you're gonna have me, just write me a request. And that's it. We're done. See you guys.